Quick warning, if you're my parents, stop watching right now. Please, this is not your bedtime story, all right? I don't want you to get any weird ideas. Listen guys, 90% of men are constantly underperforming in bed. And the crazy thing is, it's mostly self-inflicted. I'm about to show you the top 3 hormone-killing mistakes that you're probably making right now. Stop these and you will instantly outperform most men. And if you stick around until the end, I'm going to show you one secret hormone hack that instantly boosts your performance. Trust me, it's a game changer. First thing, stop drinking your soy milk lattes every morning like you would be some yoga influencer named Emily. Soy contains compounds like phytoestrogens that mimic estrogen in your body. What does that mean? It means that you have less testosterone, more estrogen, meaning you become more a woman, less a man. Guys, soy is the worst thing on the planet you can consume when it's about your hormones, but especially about your testosterone levels. There are studies showing that if you feed male frog only with soy, they develop female genitalia and start to lay eggs. No joke. Now, you might wonder why you have lower levels of energy. You might wonder why you have lower sex drive. You might wonder why you have soft erections, why you can't perform in bed. Well, it's because you consume too much soy. Here's a simple fix, guys. Swap the soy milk with either almond milk or coconut milk. Now, to be honest, coconut milk is amazing. I would not really recommend almond milk. Why? Because it's very high in melatonin, which means it's just gonna make you more sleepy throughout the day. It's okay if you consume it in the evening, but I'm just a fan of drinking coffee black. Guys, that's one of the best decisions you can make. Drink your coffee black, be an adult, right? When you're a child, you turn 18, you have your first sip of coffee, you're like, that tastes awful, right? Then you want some milk, some sugar. Okay, you're probably in your 20s or your 30s or your 40s right now. Stop drinking milk with your coffee. That's gonna be one of the best decisions you can make. Also, especially because you wanna practice some sort of fasting, okay? Fasting is one of the most holy things you can do. And one of the biggest mistakes people do, which is what I see, is that they have coffee in the morning, they're not eating, but they're drinking their coffee with coconut milk. I'm gonna tell you in a second why that still would be a mistake. Or they drink it with soy milk, that's a catastrophe, or they drink it with sugar. Why is that bad? Because all these 3 things, even coconut milk, they disrupt your fasting state, okay? And when you're skinny, when you're very skinny, you can do that actually. You can have your black coffee with coconut milk because what's gonna happen is you're gonna have more energy. Your body does not take the energy from your fat cells, okay, but from the ketones from the coconut milk. When you're overweight, which most people are, they just wanna lose fat. Like find someone who's very skinny already. Like it's not that easy to find these people nowadays. If you belong to the overweight people, your main goal is to lose as much visceral fat, that's the fat around your organs, as fast as possible for 2 reasons. A, it's gonna make you just look much more slim. B, it's a dangerous fat that you need to get rid of ASAP, right? There's like no time to wait. And when you are overweight and you drink black coffee, what's gonna happen is your body takes the energy from your fat cells, okay? If you have it with almond milk or coconut milk, or any other type of cream, whipped cream. I mean, I've seen the most crazy things people do. Then you don't have the benefit of fat loss, just very simple. Honestly, one of the best decisions you can make for your life is to just drink black coffee. Don't drink any coconut milk, no soy, no creams, just black coffee. And seriously, guys, unless your goal is to, be cuddling and crying during movies, ditch the soy. Now, the second thing killing your hormones, watching Netflix at 2 a.m. in the night. I mean, I get it, guys, you love Suits, but Harvey Specter is not going to make you perform better in bed. There is nothing more important for high levels of testosterone, but also a high sense of well-being and longevity than sleeping well. There's tons of studies, guys, how much your testosterone drops if you just sleep one night, just 5 hours. I think it's around 15%. Have 4 nights of only sleeping 5 to 6 hours, it drops down to 40%. So most guys, what they do is they just sleep too little because they go to bed too late. And here's something else that I tell all of my clients, and you should write this down, never forget this, okay? Your body releases the most amount of human growth hormones between 2 a.m., between 9 p.m., okay, 9 p.m. in the evening until 2 a.m. in the middle of the night, okay? What does that mean? When you go to bed at 2 a.m., you have no human growth hormone release. Right? Like you don't build more muscle, you don't lose much more fat, your hormones don't balance properly, your brain doesn't repair itself and so on. I mean, you have a little bit of it, but studies even show, guys, and that's shocking. Studies show that if you go to bed at 11:30 p.m. instead of 9:30 p.m., which would be the start of your human growth hormone production, right? You have significantly less human growth hormones. released, okay? And that's a catastrophe. Why? If you want to perform the best you can in bed, you need more human growth hormones. You need more testosterone, but what most people don't know is where growth hormones goes, testosterone goes, okay? So go to bed earlier, and if you struggle with this, let me tell you two things. First, it's a habit. Just like it's a habit for you to go to bed at 2 a.m., it's a habit for you that you can easily establish to go to bed at 10 p.m. or 11 p.m., all right? And second of all, you just have to make a decision. If you allow yourself to potentially go to bed so late, that's why you're gonna struggle. But if you make a decision, you say, I'm a man, I have power over my life, I'm going to bed at 10 p.m. today. That's everything you need to do. And if you end up going to bed at midnight instead of 2 a.m., that's a win, guys. Next day, it's going to be 11:40 p.m. The day after, it's going to be 11:30 p.m. and so on. But because you make a decision and you understand it's a habit, you break the pattern. Now, here's also a quick fix that you can do. Wake up early in the morning, no matter when you go to bed. You can go to bed at 2 a.m. You got to set your alarm at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. Here's what's going to happen. You wake up, you're going to feel super tired, okay? But because you feel tired and you don't go to bed again, you don't do any naps in between, you will naturally want to go to bed early in the evening. Because there's a saying, sleeping early does not have anything to do truly with the evening, but when you wake up. So if you want to wake up earlier, which I hope you want, and you want to go to bed, or if you want to go to bed early, I want to say, then the key is just wake up earlier. This is so easy. And then guys, put your red blue light blocker glasses on in the evening, 2 to 3 hours before bed. You're gonna naturally feel more tired. You're gonna feel like you want to sleep. And that's something that most guys, they don't have this feeling anymore that they want to sleep. Why? Because you're constantly opposed to blue light. With your phone, with your computer, with your laptop. What I would recommend you also is set your phone to display the red mode, the red light mode after a certain time, let's say 7 or 8 p.m. Your computer, okay? I have my computer set to turn itself orange at 7 p.m. And sometimes I have a meeting at 7 p.m. and then, the screen gets yellow, not yellow, but orange, yellowish, red, yellowish, and I just turn it off. And after the meeting, I turn it on again. Because if I want to watch something, let's say I want to watch Netflix or I want to do something on my computer late in the evening, I'm not opposed to the blue light, which stops my melatonin production. Everything is about melatonin when it comes to sleeping. And melatonin starts with when you wake up and also how much blue light you're opposed to in the evening, all right? The last mistake, guys, is that you're drinking water out of plastic bottles like you would be in the Hydration Olympics. Congratulations, you're full of chemicals. Gentlemen, one thing you have to understand is that we're all being chemically castrated. I have other videos on my channel where I go more into details why this is one of the worst things, one of the biggest problems we have in this modern time, okay? And why this is not only bad for you, but for your loved ones and your children and your future children, okay? But one thing I want to tell you here, the plastic bottles that you're using to drink water, they release chemicals like BPA or phthalates into your water, and you drink this every single day, guys. And the effect of these, fancy sounding poison chemicals is what? Instantly lower testosterone, instantly lower libido, okay? And libido is something that makes a difference between, performing very, very well in bed and not performing so well because you didn't want to do it so much in the first place, right? Like, just imagine the difference between doing something that you really want to do and the difference between doing something you just kind of want to do. That already says everything, right? Now, guys, here's a super easy swap. Just have stainless steel or glass bottles. And here's what I do, literally. I have a purifier where I have the best water on the planet, okay? And it costs me $40 per month. $40 per month for the best purified water on the planet. It doesn't get any better. You probably spend more money on your water out of whatever bottles than I spend on the perfect water coming out of my tap because it's purified, okay? So just get a purifier or at least a filtering system. And here's what I do. When I go out, let's say I go to the gym, every single day I drink 2 of these bottles, okay? Next to all the water and tea and coffee I might drink. And I fill it, okay, before I go to the gym, full bottle. And then I drink it in the gym. And here's something super important. I want to use this again, this bottle, because why would I need to buy again a glass bottle? So I can use this easily for 1 or 2 weeks and everything is fine. And after that, I just throw it away, or I might even keep it for 2-3 weeks, depends. Here's a mistake I did that I want you to avoid. What I was doing sometimes when I was coming out of the gym, I still had some water left, all right? So, and obviously the bottle was closed. And then I just let it stand somewhere because I might also forget it, in my sports bag. And when I come back the next day, I want to take this bottle. I want to refill it again, I open it, there's a slight smell, okay, if you keep it closed. So here's what you need to do. It's so simple, such an easy habit, but you can use the bottle for weeks. Just after the gym or after you use the bottle, open it when you get home, pour out the remaining water and just leave it open. And it's not gonna stink, it's gonna be perfectly fine for weeks, no smell, no bacteria, nothing. Just if you keep it closed. That's the problem, okay? It might not happen the next day that it starts to stink, but after a couple of days, you will notice that. And why would you want to buy a new glass bottle every single time? I mean, I could wash this glass bottle, but I just throw it away. I buy another one, and then I have water that's not purified, but I just drink that one bottle, and then I fill it again, okay? So just a quick tip on the side, easy swap. All right, gentlemen, I promised you a bonus at the end of this video. So here comes the easiest hormonal hack that you can do right now to fix your hormones. Ready for it? Go into the sun every single morning for 15 minutes. Not only that you're gonna get a nice tan, but there's a couple of hormonal processes that's gonna make you perform much better in bed because of this. Here's the first one. You guys, your potential is so insane. Imagine having your dream body, getting the respect and admiration others would die for, and having the energy and drive that's so high that you're gonna crush it in your career. You live fully, you live free, you're fitter, more attractive and happier than ever before. For the last couple of months, my team and I have been working together to launch one of the most greatest, most helpful men's transformation communities in the entire planet. And you can join this community today for free. Inside the community, I host live calls showing you what the media, the government, society don't want you to know, but you must know. All of our members get direct mentorship where you master the fundamentals of being your greatest version. How to boost testosterone naturally, how to skyrocket your growth hormones, how to lose fat and build more muscle than ever before, how to have the energy and drive that's so high you feel superhuman, how to unleash your masculinity, how to crush it in your dating life, how to achieve the utmost greatness and success as a man in these modern times. For example, we had Theo, who's been working out for 10 years, falling for all the BS out there that's been killing his hormones. He didn't look attractive and neither did he feel like a superhero. In only 90 days, he transformed himself into a man others look up to. Or how about Nick Banks, a multi-millionaire who spent tens of thousands of dollars on hype products and hype coaches who couldn't get him into shape due to his busy schedule. He implemented the secrets that you're about to learn in our community and today even makes more money than ever before. Guys, I can continue with countless of other success stories, but this is about you. You can join the community today for free and write your own success story. Looking your best, feeling your best, and dominating your life isn't about your genetics or your parents or your current situation. It's about your decisions. Our Skool community is exactly the place you want to be and where you will grow into the man you desire to become. So once again, gentlemen, if you want to join this community today for free, all you have to do is go down to the description of this video and join the Status Alpha University today. I can't wait to see you on the inside of the community. It's gonna be incredible. But that being said, let's go back to the video. You naturally lower your cortisol because when you wake up, your cortisol is very high. Cortisol is your stress hormone. And that's why also, by the way, guys, don't recommend to drink coffee the first 90 minutes of the day because coffee with caffeine pushes against these cortisol levels, which leads you to have more anxiety and also more fear. You just feel a little bit less good. But here's the kicker. Whenever you increase cortisol, you automatically lower testosterone. You cannot increase or decrease both cortisol and testosterone at the same time. So you must lower cortisol to increase testosterone. And you might have noticed, we live in a high stress society. Everything is stressed. Even if you don't feel stressed, you have a nice chilled life. The foods you eat, the what you drink, the responsibilities you have, the news and everything, you know, it's all making your cortisol be at an all-time high. So you need to lower it, and the sun also helps you to do this. Now, because you lower your cortisol, your testosterone goes up, right? And then what happens is your melatonin production also goes up. Why? Because sun contains infrared light. 50% of the sun is infrared light, just like with a candle, by the way, which is why it's a very, very smart thing to do to light candles, no scent candles, I have to say, in the evening, because you simulate the sun, okay? You need the infrared light for better sleep. But anyways, that's not about sleep here, it's about sexual performance. If you naturally stimulate your melatonin production in the morning, you have much better sexual performance, you have much better erections, you have much healthier cycles of erections because of this. And obviously it makes sense because it goes hand in hand with your testosterone levels, okay? So get out in the sun 50 minutes a day in the morning if you can. And if you live somewhere where you really there is no sun at all, then get at least a candle or a couple of candles, because just like the sun, they contain infrared light. And maybe you do it like me, you move to a warm, nice, sunny place like Dubai, or you move to Italy or Spain, wherever you can go, because sun is one of the most healing, one of the most repairing, one of the most boosting, one of the most incredible things we have here on this earth, and you want to have more of it, especially in the morning, because that's going to skyrocket your sexual performance. So let me give you a recap here, guys. If you ditch the soy, you go to bed earlier, okay? And you also try to go into the sun in the morning if you can. And especially, that's a must, you ditch plastic bottles, you replace them with stainless steel or glass. You already outperform 90% of men in bed, because most men don't see the sun, drink out of plastic all the time, and go to bed very, very late. And these three things, the combination of these three hormone-killing mistakes, make all the difference. Make these changes, guys, and you will finally become the confident, high-performing man in bed that you want to be and that your partner deserves, okay? And if you want to take it to the next level, you want to fix your hormones, you want to upgrade your hormones so you can achieve your dream body, have the highest energy, sleep like a baby, perform like a king, whether that's in bed, in your private life, or in your career, then I got something for you. I have a training with the biggest T-killing mistakes, the biggest testosterone killers. You can go on my Instagram at @thestefanshape. It's also linked in the description of this video. Follow me and then send me a message with T-killer blueprint, and I'm happy to send you this full training with things that just gonna blow your mind. Okay, guys? And mom, dad, if you've made it this far, after my warning, I'm disappointed, but at least you know why I'm your favorite child.